October 1886. Deep in the forests of Maine, 100 miles north of Moosehead Lake, 3 men set up camp. They had no idea that only one of them would make it out alive. It was the same month America unveiled the Statue of Liberty, a symbol of civilization, of progress. But up in the dense wilderness of northern Maine, something ancient and terrifying still roamed the dark between the trees. 3 men. A remote camp, miles from the nearest town. 2 of them left camp for a week, routine for men working those woods. When they returned, their companion was dead. No explanation. No weapon left behind. Just a body and something out there in the trees. The story reached the public through a single, shaken man. A Frenchman, his name never recorded, stumbled into the city of Waterville, Maine, barely able to speak. The Waterville Sentinel described him as affrighted, a man who had his fellow townspeople all by the ears with what he'd seen. He told them what killed his friend. A wild man, 10 feet tall, arms stretching 7 feet in length. Its entire body, face included, blanketed in long, brown hair. This wasn't a bear. This wasn't a man gone feral in the woods. This was something else entirely. The 2 surviving campers didn't run. They went for help. They gathered a posse, a dozen armed men, and went back into those woods, back toward whatever had torn their friend apart. They found it. The newspapers of the time reported it plainly. The party fired several shots at him and finally succeeded in reaching a fatal spot, laying the monster low. They killed it. Or at least, they believed they did. The story spread fast. The Wilton Record picked it up on October 6th. The Industrial Journal of Bangor ran it 2 days later under the headline, "And I Love This, a New Kind of Game." Vermont's St. Albans Daily Messenger ran it under Odd Gleanings. But here's where it gets strange. Not a single newspaper reported what happened to the body. No photographs. No sketches. Papers of that era rarely used images. No scientist examined it. No remains were ever publicly displayed. The creature was killed. The posse returned to town. And that was it. The body of a 10-foot hairy giant somewhere in the Maine wilderness, just gone. This wasn't an isolated incident. Maine folklorist Michelle Soulier has documented that Bigfoot-type sightings in the state date back to the mid-1850s. Native people around Mount Katahdin spoke of a creature they called Pamula, a fearsome spirit that guarded the mountain. And just across the border in New Brunswick, the University of Maine archives hold accounts of multiple sightings of creatures over 10 feet tall. As recently as 1986, a man driving a rural highway encountered a reddish-brown, 10-foot creature that crossed in front of his vehicle and vanished into the tree line, 100 years apart. The same description. So what was the wild man of Moosehead Lake? A bear. Impossible. No bear walks upright at 10 feet with 7-foot arms. A hoax. Maybe. But the men who reported it weren't anonymous. They were described as credible. Their accounts picked up by multiple newspapers across 2 states. And the body was never found. Whatever those men killed in the forests of Maine in October 1886, it didn't stay where it fell. If you made it this far, you already know something is out there.